And there is this thing that I've learned and built to lead. I used to call it a flaw. It's not a flaw, but it's that you tirelessly work and you write and you get these versions and then like you got it.
Yeah.
And then things change and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm literally starting over. It's a new expression. And I cannot tell you on my builder's journey for 15 years, I think I've done that probably 4 or 5 times where I'm like, I'm starting from scratch.
Yeah.
Like I'm out talking a good game. Like I have an opus and I'm like, I'm starting over.
Yeah. That's a good point.
It's crazy. And even Chet, like when he first started coaching me on it and said, work and life, do work first. It's easier. So I would have this choice, but I never connected choice to my life. I loved it. I found what I loved in choice, but it wasn't my life opus and I could never integrate. And then as soon as I sold the company, all of a sudden, like, you know, you climb, you're on that plateau, you dip, then you go up, and then you can see a little further out. And so that it is a time game that you have to play. And like people who are so impatient, they want things to happen so fast. It just doesn't happen like that, right? Like,
you do. You'd learn we are on a journey and, you know, baby stepping it. And I probably like you, I certainly take a different approach, you know, to things as I'd like to think I'm listening a little more, and many of the things that we talk to our clients about, asking better questions. You know, you got to keep working on that, you know, and being a good listener, and
it's a skill.
Yeah,
it really is a skill. Yeah, and no one teaches it.
Yes,
and like you know, productive actions, and actually, I remember taking on productive actions where I said, I'm going to be the last one to speak in a meeting because I was always sharing. I always wanted to help. Yeah. It was too much. It was overbearing. And it was like, you know, I'd shut people down. And I think there's a skill to it, but there's no book that teaches people how to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny. Well, it takes a builder to challenge. And, you know, for me, at least, Chet's challenges can be hardcore.
Oh yeah.
And there were times where he coached me in front of my team, and, you know, you get put in your place, and it is humbling. Because especially when he's right, you know, because you see it, and you know you could triple D him all you want, but like when you're like, you know, in public and other people see it too, and they're too scared to tell you, and he's not. Yeah, boy, it wakes you up. It really does wake you up. Yeah, and I think that's another reason why a lot of people don't want to do it.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I know. I remember one of Chet's clients said to me, which I'm not going to say his name, but he said, "Yeah, man," he goes, "I tell you, I had a session with him not too long ago." He said, I hate to admit this, he said, but it got so bad, man, that I actually cried. And I said, yeah, he coached me too. You know, he coached me for a year. He goes, I didn't know that. Yeah. I said, yeah, he had me crying one day. He had me crying one day. I said, you know, he can get at you, baby. You know, he can come after you.
I guess when you search for the truth, you know, the truth sometimes hurts.
Oh my gosh, it does. Yeah. It does. And so we're a work in progress. We are a work in progress, and that's the thing I keep remembering. Although I have years now, you know, to look back and say, wow, that has been a journey, and it's changing all the time.